it's Adele. Welcome back to my channel, Sew for Serenity, where I chat to you about my passion for sewing and basically let you know what I've been making this week, what plans I've got for the week ahead, and also just general sewing chit chat. Thank you to all my new subscribers. I really appreciate it when people subscribe. And thank you for all the lovely comments that I've been getting. I love hearing your thoughts, and I'm always trying to reply to you as soon as I can. So I really, really appreciate that. And anybody that's new and you haven't already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, because I really would like to get to 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible, really, so I can set up a community page and do all the things that all the other vloggers do and bring you a lot more content. So right then, so it's Friday the 7th of January today, and I'm going to show you first of all some of the makes that I've been doing this week. First of all, just to let you know, this is a ready-made jumper. As I shared in my fabric haul, I've realised that a lot of the clothes that I've been making recently, or since I started sewing, are tops that you don't really wear for lounging around in the house. They're all nice going out tops, or smart casual, or dresses. So that's something I'm really keen to get going with over the next couple of weeks, is to start sewing up some more casual clothes I can wear around the house now that I'm working from home full time. So yeah, that's my plans. The things I've been sewing up this week, obviously with it being New Year and being away at Centre Parks, I haven't really done loads and loads of sewing, but when I have been back at home, I have took advantage of the time that I've got and try to get some things finished off that were in the pipeline, and also do some quick sews as well. So the first thing I'm going to share with you is my Freya dress, and if those of you who follow me on Instagram will have seen this because I've posted it. So I made this Freya dress in an electric blue Ponte Roma that I got from Pound Fabrics. So yeah, I've not sewn with Ponte Roma before, and I wanted to give it a go. Subsequently, I have sewn up another Freya top in that black polka dot, all black polka dot Ponte Roma. So I have sewed a couple of things up now with it, but this is lovely. It was really easy sew. Couple of things, I did make some mistakes on this actually. The first thing is I used this as an experiment to just completely sew it up on my overlocker. So as I mentioned in my previous vlogs, when I first started using my overlocker, I would sew first on the sewing machine with a zigzag stitch and then finish the seams off with my overlocker. But obviously, because it's 4 thread, I can just do it all on my overlocker. So I did do that, and that was really awesome and really quick. However, I only had white thread, you can see. So, but I thought with it being on the inside, it wouldn't matter. However, when you stretch, you can see the white thread coming through, which is not ideal. That added with the fact that I realised when I'd been snipping in my notches on the arms, I snipped the notch way too big. So what that actually meant was, in order not to get a hole when I sewed up the seam, I had to take quite a lot off the seam allowance. So it fits me, but it's quite tight around the arms, and then because it's tight, it pulls on the seams, which means you can see the white. So that's a bit annoying. I think only I would notice it. Don't think anybody would notice it at all. I'm hoping in the wash it might dye. The colour might run and dye the thread, but just a lesson to myself that, you know, if I haven't got the right colour thread on the overlocker, I should sew the seams up first with the right colour thread. So yeah, that was a really nice make. It didn't take very long to cut out, and obviously doesn't take very long to sew up. That Freya top is from the Love at First Stitch book. No, it's not. This Freya top is from the Stretch. Oh yeah, the Stretch book. Oh god, I've got all of Tilly's books and I get confused. So yeah, this is from the Stretch book, and definitely a lovely sew. I'm going to make more of these, I think. Definitely going to make the dress again, and I'm also going to make loads more of the tops as well, because I really like the look of those. So that was all in all a successful make, but it's a little bit tight. At the end of the day, I always see it that if I've learnt a couple of lessons, then that's nothing wrong with that to take on to the next project. The second thing that I finished up is something that I've had made for about a month now. As I mentioned to you in one of my videos, that I started sewing in the summer, and I started going through the Tilly Love at First Stitch book, and I've made pretty much all the items in there bar one dress, which I just knew I wouldn't wear, so I thought I'm not going to make it. One of the things that you make in there is a blouse, and it's really the reason why I wore this blouse, even though I wasn't sure it would suit me, is because the techniques that you learn on it, and that's the beauty of that book, Love at First Stitch. Every make you learn a new progressively harder technique, so it was a really good learning curve for a beginner. So I was keen to make this blouse because the things it taught you was to put a collar, a simple collar, piping, a yoke. So there's quite a few things on there that I hadn't done before, and it's actually the Mim Blouse from that book, and I'll put a picture of what it should look like there for you all. And I actually did it in this lovely swallow print or bird print cotton poplin, which is from Rose and Hubble. And actually the one that Tilly does in the book, I think she's done it in a viscose, but she does it in a red print exactly like this. But I liked the navy, so I did it in the navy, and I really wanted to mirror that look because I did like it. And this is the make. I'll put a picture of me wearing it. It's got a little tag in it that says "Me Made," which is really nice. It's got piping detail on the back. It's got gathers in the yoke, and then it's got piping detail in the front and gathers there. It's got a collar and a button placard there. It's got some pleated sleeve detail. Oh, that's just my pen that I need to wash off. Yeah, so all in all, it's got some lovely details on it, and I learned some really nice techniques. Oh, French seams as well. It teaches you how to finish, if you can see that, the side seams with a French seam, which I do love a French seam. So a couple of things on this. It's sat in my work in progress pot for about a month because I tried it on and I didn't really like it. I didn't feel it really suited me. It's nothing to do with the pattern or the blouse. It's a beautiful blouse, but I think it's because it's so fitted. It's like, it's quite vintage, and I am retro, but I'm not vintage, I think I've realised. So yeah, I just didn't feel comfortable in it, to be honest with you. And I don't quite know why that is, but anyway. So I finally got round to putting the buttons on it about a couple of days ago. So it is now finished. And I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'll leave it in my wardrobe, but maybe I'll gift it. But yeah, I really enjoyed doing the piping detail. This is an add-on there's lots of different things that she says about to add on to enhance the blouse. Changing the colour of the collar is an add-on as well. I did this because I didn't actually have enough of the material to do the collar as well, so I thought, oh no, I'll do it in a contrasting cotton poplin. And this is actually, oh sorry, contrasting cotton, this is actually a duvet not a duvet, a pillowcase that I had in my stash that I use for twirling. So yeah, and that works really nice. I like that contrasting colour, and I love the piping. I've talked about doing the Carolyn pyjamas, and I'm really keen to do that in a block colour, you know, one colour with piping, because I just think it adds an air of sophistication to it. The sleeves are lovely pleat detail, which were a bit fiddly, but Tilly talks you through the instructions really, really well, and that gives a lovely little look on the blouse. I'd read that the sleeves can come up quite tight, and usually Tilly's size 3 fits me perfectly. I don't have any problems, but I had read that they do come up tight, so I did reduce the seam allowance on this a little bit, but they still are a bit tight around my bicep, and I'll put a picture up there because I did take a picture of it around my arms, which again is a bit uncomfortable. So if I did make this blouse again, I'd have to add quite a bit into I'd probably have to add a centimetre at least into I'll probably say more than that, an inch into that cuff, just to give me that comfort to move around. So yeah, overall I'm pleased that I've made this, because I learned some really lovely techniques, but I'm not sure it's going to be something I wear very often. Maybe in the summer, I don't know, but I wanted to show it you anyway. So that's that one. And then my final finished garment this month is my Lyra dress. So the Lyra dress is from Tilly and the Buttons. Got the pattern here. And it comes in a, you can do a couple of different versions. They do a short version and a midi version. Oh, that's a short version with and without sleeves. And they also do the midi version. Obviously you can do with or without sleeves there. So yeah, I cut out this material, this B material for the dress, which I did share on my Instagram, and it's a viscose, and I got it from Snapdragon Fabrics. I think they have got it left in a different colourway. They've got it in like a burgundy colourway and a blush colourway, and I'll link it in the post below. Can't actually remember how much it was a metre, but I think it was quite cheap. I think it was like £4 a metre or something like that. So this is my finished Lyra dress. Oh, it's a bit wonky on the hanger. So yeah, it's absolutely, the hardest bit is the collar, to be honest with you. The rest of it is pretty straightforward. It's got some nice details on it. It's got a waist tie, an optional waist tie, but I've put it on. And the waist tie is attached with this chain thread technique, which is such a nice, easy technique, so clever. And there's tutorials on the website, on Tilly and the Buttons website, on how to do that. And it just means you can add it once the dress is actually finished. So if you decide at the end that you want to put ties in, you don't have to unpick it, anything. You just put them in at the end. So it's got this lovely waistband, and I'll insert a picture of me wearing it. Now, usually with Tilly and the Buttons, although they always fit me in the body, because I've got, you know, my body isn't short, but it's my legs that are short. I usually have to take a good couple of inches off the length on these Tilly and the Buttons dresses. And I cut out the pieces, and remembered last thing, oh, I haven't shortened it, but I thought it's okay because the actual skirt pieces were rectangles, so I thought that I could just trim them down as and when I came to it, but obviously I forgot. So the dress actually turned out to be a full length dress, and actually I was going to reduce it down, but then I thought, actually, I'm going to wear this at the weekend when I go to London. I'm going to London this weekend to watch a show, and it's quite cold, so actually I quite like a full length dress version of it. So it actually comes down to my ankles, and I'm going to wear it with a pair of black tights and ankle boots, and I really like that length, so I'm actually pleased that it worked out that way. And it's also got some lovely deep pockets as well, which you can see are in the same material. They were the first time I think I've put pockets in. Oh no, I've put pockets in pyjamas, but it's the first time I've put pockets into you know, stuff that I wear out. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that, and I will make the Lyra dress again. I was making it in this viscose, cheap viscose that I got, but it's really lovely quality. And the only thing I struggled with really was the collar. The collar, I had a few little issues with getting it to align, but it was just practice because it's the first one that I've ever done, so I just need to keep going with it. So I hope you like that, because I really do. And as I say, I'll link, if they've still got the fabric in stock, I'll link to it. Oh, the other nice detail is it's got these elasticated cuffs as well, which give a nice touch to it. So yeah, that's my Lyra dress. So that's all the sewing I've really done this week in respect to finished garments. I have actually started to make my V9075, which is the it's actually the culotte jumpsuit that I want to wear to my cousin's wedding, partner's cousin wedding. And if you remember, in a couple of videos ago, I made a twirl in this out of a duvet cover just to get the fit right. And what I ended up doing was I had a look at the pattern, because it was a bit tight, the size 10, and I had a look at the pattern, and the actual increase to the size 12 on the pattern was not that much either side, so I just decided to go with the size 12, which is what I've cut out, and hoping that will fit me. And I have actually started putting that together, and I'll insert a picture of the bodice. It's work in progress on my mannequin at the moment, so I'll put a picture of it there for you just to see what it looks like. So yeah, I've started doing that. The other thing that's still a work in progress is my Marlow shirt, which I'm making in this lovely white faces material. It's nearly finished. It's just I'm hemming it. It's got a facing for the hem, which I can show you here because I've started to do it. So yeah, that folds like that, and that will be the hem. So the reason why this has stopped is because I ran out of white thread. So I had to order some white thread, and I just completely forgot. But I've got some white thread now, so the plan is to get that finished by next week. So I should have that make to show you as well. I've got to finish the buttons, put the buttons on, put the button holes in, and then finish the lining, finish the hem facing, and then that will be finished. So I can't wait to wear that. I'm looking forward to it. It's a bit quirky and a bit more of a casual fit for me. You can see that the cuffs are really cute. I finished those off. So yeah, that one hopefully will be finished this week, ready for next Friday. So yeah, they're all my makes that I have done for this Friday. In respect of plans for the following week, next week, the main thing that I really want to do is get that Marlow shirt finished. I'd love to be able to get really nearly towards the end of getting my Vogue VO 975 finished. Probably won't get it finished, but you know, to the finishing touches, like inserting the zip and hemming and everything. So that would be really exciting. I'm probably going to focus on that this week because I'm really taking my time and being really careful with it. I'm really being careful with pressing the seams and making sure I'm not cutting any corners, because I really want that to be a lovely, lovely outfit and really work for me. So that is definitely something that I want to work on this week. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I really am keen to start wearing some more casual clothes that I've made. So the plans for next week is to trace out the Juno pyjamas, which I'll insert a picture from the Tilly and the Buttons. I think it's from either the Stretch or the Keep It Simple book. I'll have to check for you, and I'll link a picture of that. I'm going to make this out of this material, which is a stretch jersey, Little Johnny stretch jersey that I got from a So Hayley Jane subscription box. I think it's a bit too loud for me to wear as outerwear, but it's definitely some lovely pyjamas in it. Will be really, really gorgeous, and I'm probably going to do either purple or pink or turquoise cuffing on the ends, because the pattern calls for cuffing on the wrists, neckband and legs. So yeah, I think that'll make a lovely pair of Juno pyjamas. And also I probably will have enough left over for a t-shirt of some description, so I'll probably make a t-shirt out of it as well. This is all washed and ready to go, so if I can trace out the pattern and get it cut out this week, probably the following week I'll be able to run it up on the overlocker, because it's white thread is in my overlocker. It's quite an easy sew from what I hear, and yeah, I think that's something I could run up really, really quickly. So yeah, that is a gorgeous fabric that, again, I would never pick myself. But it's when it first came in the So Hayley Jane box, I was a bit like, I'm not sure what I'm going to use that for. But the more I've seen it on Instagram being made into things, the more I've been inspired to actually start using it. So that's definitely something I'm going to look at doing. The other thing that I want to look at getting at least cut out or traced out is the Stella hoodie and joggers. So it's me, Lauren, who's another vlogger, which I'm sure you're familiar with. She made a Stella hoodie, Stella joggers, in this lovely French terry that she got from Pound Fabrics, and I copied her. I've mentioned it in my other video because I just really liked it. It's a French terry, as you can see at the back. It's that lovely effect that French terry gives. And I'm going to use this. I've got 3 meters of this that I got from Pound Fabrics. I've still got it in stock if anyone's interested. And I'm going to make the Stella hoodie and joggers. And then this is my contrasting hood colour, which matches the orange in it. I think Lauren used a baby blue, but I'm going for orange. And if that's stretchy enough, I might use it for the cuffing as well. So yeah, I don't think, again, I'll be able to do that on my overlocker, majority of it on my overlocker, because I've got white thread in my overlocker. So yeah, I really would like to be able to get those cut out ready for the following week. Would be really nice, but because I'm away at the weekend, I'm not sure how much time I'll actually get to have these things already cut out and ready to go. But yeah, they're my plans for next week. And yeah, the other things that I've got is I've got some fabric coming. I've had a big delivery today. I've put a fabric haul video part 1 up yesterday, and I'll be filming a fabric haul part 2 probably next week, which I'll put up. And then there'll probably be a part 3 as well, because I've got a big order coming from Sherwood's. Sherwood's had a 50% off remnant sale, which I believe they've still got on. And I've got some really lovely Lady McElroy, which I wouldn't normally buy because it's much more expensive than I usually like to spend, but because it was 50% off, I went for it. And now I'm feeling a lot more confident in my sewing. I am prepared to buy a little bit more expensive material because I'm not so concerned about ruining it anymore. So yeah, so I think that's everything from me for this Friday. I just again say thank you for watching this video. Like it please if you've enjoyed it. Leave me some comments if you want to comment on anything, or if you want to suggest any content that you'd like me to look at, then please feel free to. Yeah, and please subscribe if you don't already, and I will just sign off by saying happy sewing, and I'll see you next time.